Today it's 6th of November 2025, which is a Thursday. I hope you had a very fine Wednesday. Now I've finished my other activities and have to come to edutainment for us for the updates. Now I have 3 updates, one on Kalonzo Musyoka and ODM in Bondo, as the next goes to a Tanzanian situation, and finally we have Ruto, the president of Kenya. So welcome, and you are free to actually drop a comment as far as you will maintain respect, because we are here. It's my platform actually, but it's also for you. You are here as an audience, I'm here as the host, and I'm hoping to go through this moment, a very kind of mixed, sad and happy moment as we go through the political realms of different people and places. So how about we look at maybe the situation on Kalonzo Musyoka before we come to Tanzania and finally finish with ODM. So I'm so happy with everybody coming handy to support us, and I'm glad that a lot of you are helping us to actually grow. I congratulate you for your good support, my brothers and sisters from all over the world. I've seen people from Algeria, Liberia, South Africa, Nigeria, and even abroad. I've seen people from Sweden, Turkey, India, and I really just say thank you so much for recognizing edutainment for us as we keep growing every day. So if you are new here, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel. And if you are a returning subscriber, just like the video and flow with the vibes. Thank you so much. It's your host, Prissy. Welcome to the house. So, of course, today Kalonzo Musyoka and his team have had to go to Baba's grave to mourn. Ask me why he's doing this. Of course, remember, Raila Odinga has become one of the voices, even in death, that is going to really determine the 2027 situation. You really realize that ODM, some of the members, even those who are still holding on broad-based government, are being reminded by Oburu Odinga, among others, Sifuna, among others, that there is room to actually change. And of course, I was surprised to see there was some interaction. I don't know whether I'll get it. There were some individuals in right there who are being interviewed, and they were saying that in 2027 they are focusing on someone else, and I was surprised. Actually, I was a bit of surprised with that sentiment, but I just have to get that video because it's not me saying it, but I'm bringing out the views from out there. So thank you so much for keeping it alive and watching me, because I know without you people, my channel wouldn't be anything. So I really appreciate your support, your presence, and celebrate you as my audience. All right, so let's start with the visitation of Kalonzo Musyoka to Raila Odinga's grave, and let's see how he actually went there and the reception he got right here. So we start with that before we get to Tanzania news and anything to do with our President Ruto. So let's step here and see what goes on around the globe. So of course, Kalonzo Musyoka arrived in style in Opoda Farm. If you missed it out, please check it here, and we shall be analyzing what you are watching. Thank you so much for coming to the channel, and subscribe to the channel as well. Like the video, comment, and mind being respectful, because here we are just giving our thoughts, our opinion, our survey, our reactions, and what we found out there. So let's check on this. So this is arrival. This is arrival of Kalonzo Musyoka. Elia, welcome. Welcome. Elia, I said hi. Hello. So that was Kalonzo Musyoka arriving at Opoda Farm with a lot of cows, you know. Elia is asking, who am I? All right, so that was the arrival of Kalonzo Musyoka to Opoda Farm in style to pay the final respects to Baba Raila Odinga. Of course, during the funeral, we saw Kalonzo Musyoka just went as a general individual. Juma W, hello, welcome. Elia is asking, who are you? I think I did that introduction before I started the video. So I said I'm a reactor, a content creator, and Pris is my name. Of course, I do a lot on this channel. You must be new, so Olia, remember to subscribe to the channel because you are new. When I see somebody asking, who are you? Then I just say you are new here, so please subscribe to the channel. Juma W, hello, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for being the top fan number 2. So of course, we saw Kalonzo Musyoka arriving in style at Opoda Farm, at the home of Baba Raila Odinga. And there is one thing that I've realized, that through the tributes, through the mourning moments and final send-offs to Raila Odinga, many people are actually sending a message to the audience, whether they are audience from Nyanza or whatever. There is a strong message they're actually sending to possibly the people of Nyanza or ODM itself or whoever it is, or citizens at large, because any small movement is being read. Yeah, so my interpretation is just going on to this, and I want you to look at that reception. And as we saw Kalonzo Musyoka arrive with his team, of course with a lot of security, not failing to remember that. So let's check also this part of it. Ganu from India, Wamaste. Okay, so Elia says, I mean, how are you? Sorry, I cannot speak English so good. Don't worry, namaste, Elia. I've got you. Thank you so much for being here. Ganu is also from India. Welcome, Wamaste from India. How are you? Juma W, welcome here. This is home for our news and the reactions. So we come here to react to what we see. And of course, we saw Kalonzo Musyoka coming as a colleague. We have known Kalonzo Musyoka to have battled for years with Baba. And so I was interested in his speech. Anyway, before the speech, let's see his reception, how he's received. And now we can go to the speech, all right? So welcome once more to the channel. I remind you to subscribe to the channel, and I'm so happy and grateful that you are here today, and may the Lord bless you. So they finally handed over the traditional tools to Kalonzo Musyoka as a way to receive him. Yeah, so of course that was the reception of Kalonzo Musyoka just some minutes ago at Opoda Farm. And after that reception, we had to see his speech. So he gave a speech there to actually show what he has been through with Raila Odinga. And he actually shared out that when he sees Raila Odinga's grave currently, he appreciates that at least Raila Odinga lived more years than how he was supposed to die based on the attacks they had. So let's see this speech right here. And let's speak what we can analyze from that. So I still appreciate those of you who are watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and continue following, because we are here for political analysis, we are here for social analysis, lessons, and more. So thank you so much. May God bless you.
When Kenyans were saying the cost of living was unbearable, some of us wore sufurias.
Patrick Ndisia,
we nearly got killed, right?
Welcome.
And I escaped from Embakasi South. How we did it was amazing. It was like the orders were given that day to kill us, mainly to kill Raila Odinga.
Patrick Ndisia anasema kwa Mombasa, karibu sana.
We escaped somehow up to Rafael Tuju's place in Karen. I think Kamau Raila will remember this. And when we got there, my brother asked me to come after we removed the sweat and all. And he told me, I want to show you something. We went, we counted 10 bullet attempts on my brother Raila Odinga. If it was not that he was having an armored vehicle, we would have buried him in 2023. But God is gracious. This is why I've come clad today as a comrade. We were in the trenches. We said resist. And I want my brother to know that when it comes to bad governance, we will continue to resist. I want my brother lying here to know they called him names. They said, ni kwa maombi si kwa uchawi. They said, some ganga. We are burying a man of God who laid his life for the sake of this nation. This is not a mganga who is lying here. This is not a mchawi who is lying here. So we must get those things so our brother rests in peace. And nobody should ever use those names again or associate the Oginga Odinga family na uchawi na uganga. On my part, I've never have worked with a mganga or mchawi. We went through plenty with this brother. So I honor you today. I didn't have enough time because like the enigma was, Mama Aida, the enigma said, bury me quickly. So we didn't have time. So don't be surprised that the whole nation will keep on coming here. I know that the Kikuyu nation, for example, will come. Our brother Rigiji would want to come. And those who spoke badly spoke for themselves. And others will come. The Luyas will...
All right. So Patrick Ndisia says, Niko Mombasa, welcome, brother. Patrick Ndisia says, Kalonzo for president. Yeah, Kalonzo for president. And Soccer Field says, Niko Nairobi, welcome. Soccer Field says, Kalonzo for president. Yes, thank you so much. Patrick Ndisia says, is that live? Of course, we are live. So Kalonzo in Bondo has actually shown a lot of respect to our fallen hero, Raila Odinga. And in his speech, he's communicating a lot that we have to really listen to dearly. And when we look at the other, because I'm going through an analysis, I mixed the lives for this and more. SES, hello, welcome here. And thank you so much. So currently, I'm beginning to really honor Kalonzo Musyoka big time because of the wisdom that he really passes. And regardless of having been called a lot of names, watermelon and what have you, there is a very drastic change in the voice of a leader that we can actually hear from him. And of course, he is giving the genuine aspects about Raila Odinga. He's not like the pretentious moment when we had people talk without actually paying attention to what was necessary. Movin Onyango, welcome. We unajua tu niko kwa video ni nini?
With
Uliza ni nini nataka niko kwa video, nafanya video.
A lot of cows. Mama Ida will talk about the cows when you go there, because my brother can't take any cow with him. He's rested. But we are so honored to have this opportunity
pesa hakuna sahi,
and to assure him that the values he lived for will never die with him. In fact, he's more powerful in death than when he was alive. Raila Odinga will be more powerful in death, I repeat, than when he was alive. Because he inspired the young Kenyans. He inspired the Gen Zs. And I remember that little girl in 2024 who said on the television, Baba, we have done enough. Rest, achia sisi kazi. And they did. They even went to the Central Business District. And the history of this country cannot be written.
Now, finally, Kalonzo Musyoka, actually, as he continues giving his speech, what he has done, he has taken over the mantle of Baba, possibly. And when he actually arrived at Powder Farm, the reception was very wow. And I really appreciate the family of Raila Odinga, Ida, and Raila Jr., among other people, Rengo and all that. They have given a very powerful speech toward that. On the other side, we have seen lives from the other end of ODM, but we just have to listen to what Ida, Mama Ida and Junior said at the reception of Kalonzo Musyoka, because some people have actually been talking about not allowing anybody to come. But the reality is that this is a home of a hero. And no one can be stopped from going to the home of a hero because they have a different legacy. Raila was a different personality. He related with different people. Yesterday we had Gathoni wa Muchomba, and what she said in parliament, very clearly she said that in Kenya, people should stop demonizing individuals, labeling individuals. Names like Watermelon, Muganga, Mchawi, Rigi, I don't know, for example, all those names, I think they should stop so that people focus on the faults and correct them, so that we don't have people who think that someone is so bad only later on to realize that this would be a savior. Because I'm looking at why did people only come up to praise Raila Odinga in death when he was living all those years, and they never really cared a lot about what he could have done. In fact, there are people, when I was in university, they could say, Raila Odinga, if he rules, all the Luos will be proud. I was like, what is the problem with being proud? Naturally, the Luo have what we call Nyadhi. I don't come from Luo land, but they have it. Just like the people from South Sudan also have Nyadhi. Is there a problem with that? No, I don't think so. Anyway, let me allow you to see the speech that Raila Jr. is giving, and after that we can proceed to more. And Soccerfield says hello. I had already said hello. I think Soccerfield did not see. Maureen Onyango, hello, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much. Like the video and subscribe if you are new here. I'll really appreciate. So let's listen to Raila Odinga Jr.
Your Excellency Governor Wavinya Ndeti, Your Excellency Governor and my namesake Mtula Jr., special welcome. All Kamba leaders, all Eastern leaders, all spiritual leaders, and everyone else who accompany them from Ukambani Eastern, Karibuni Sana. Mine is to welcome you all. Welcome to Kango, Kajaramogi. We're very happy to have you guys here, especially today, which is one of the hottest days. Sijui kama Wakamba mulipanga hivyo ama. Yeah, but anyway, I wanted to say this and to make it clear. My father was a Pan-Africanist, and he was a national leader. So he welcomed everyone, which is what we as a family are doing as well. We want to welcome everyone home. I know Mzee was a Christian, but he associated with all religions. So whether it's Muslim or Hindu or whatever it is, everyone is welcome to Kango Kajaramogi. Kango Kae, Wangi, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. It is the home of Jaramogi. It is also the home of Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. It is also my home, Raila Odinga Jr. I have my sisters, Rosemary Odinga, Ida Moss. Makosa. Honorable Winnie Odinga as well. I've stood here representing also Daktari Oburu Odinga, who is the leader.
Benjamin Mogere, hello. Stephen Mwendo, hello.
So
welcome to the channel.
Here. This home is open to everyone who wants to come, pay their last respects to Baba, come and say pole sana to the family. We have my two grandmothers as my brother, Omondi said. It is our larger home. So karibuni kila mtu, feel at home. Kama mlikuja na asali, musimame huko, nitakuwa tayari kuichukua. The honey from Kitui. I'm very happy to take that one. But otherwise, welcome everyone. Welcome to Kango. Erokamano.
So actually we saw how Raila Odinga Jr. gave a very wonderful speech reminding people that anybody is actually welcome to Kang Opoda farm. Nobody is restricted. Julius Malika, hello. Benjamin Mogere, hi. We are fine, your people. Stephen Mwendwa, Wamkata, Watindata, Soccer Field, welcome. Julius Malika, Watindata, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much, and we are proud to have you here on our channel. Like the video and also share our channel to other people maybe who are not informed about it. So the event actually is ongoing, and we saw a very powerful speech from Kalonzo Musyoka, and especially remembering those hard times he went through with Raila Odinga. He also had to actually grace the occasion on the grave, just as many other people have been doing. We will be watching this just in a few minutes. Let's see what more had to happen. And apart from that, we saw also how the mother, hi Kasese Hilma, welcome to the channel. Like the video, subscribe to the video too. So we saw the moment whereby now Kalonzo Musyoka had to bring the flowers, and this was the moment. Joe Kambo says, Ricky G, you are welcome at Kaongo Jaramogi. Yeah, I know the family is actually welcoming everybody. Regardless of some ODM members like Wanga, actually I'm going to show you a video where people have said she's on her own. I hope so. So let's check on the sanity that goes on right here at Bondo Live, and this is what went on.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Allow me to invite the Governor of Machakos County, Your Excellency Honorable Wavinya Ndeti. Uganda! the Deputy Governor, Machakos County, Francis Mwangangi, kindly. Allow me to invite our good brother and friend, East Africa Legislative Assembly member, Honorable Kennedy Musyoka, who is also a colleague of Honorable Winnie Odinga. You are welcome, sir.
So you realize that the honor went on and on with many people bringing flowers.
Thank you, sir. Representing Nairobi, Honorable Musili Mawade. Kindly. Kindly, please present. Yes, kindly present Mheshimiwa Musili Mawade.
So that was a whole team of different individuals actually giving the, the last loyalty to Raila Odinga. And then we had Mama Ida had to speak. So let's check on her.
Governor Wavinya Ndeti from Machakos. By the way, Governor Wavinya Ndeti was my student. I know there are many teachers here. Who did you teach? At least me, I can say I've seen two of my students here. I've seen Wavinya and saw another one. And Governor Mutula Jr., you're welcome. And all the friends that have come from Ukambani and from other areas, plus everybody else who is here, I want to say that you are warmly welcome. Today is a unique day because we have a big team of people from outside Nyanza. Most of them have come from Cumberland, but we also have people who have come from Nakuru and other areas. Feel welcome. Now, I want to say something small on behalf of this team to Jodalawa. Jodalawa, Muntie, Lien, Nyamohe Yema Bire Lien. You know what Nimo has been a friend of Baba for many, many years. And that friendship cannot be wiped out. Cannot. When you see him coming here with his team, he's twinning. It's his twinning. Because he's come to mourn his friend. He has come to mourn his friend. Kore inmi go kokonite inga. Ema mi nyakwa rwakigi. Wana wachu se moko mpo were kukuja. To karkaita in a solemn place. You don't know, even when he came here, he has come with a whole team of bishops from where he come from. Do bishops go at a place of war? Bishops come here because they also honor, respect, and love what they're doing. That's why they're here. And you heard this bishop sing for us.
So, of course, Mama Ida had to reiterate. Since the falling of Raila Odinga, Mama Ida has been reiterating on need for peace. That peace has to reign. Raila Odinga was a lover of peace, and he really gave in so much. He sacrificed a lot. So she still insists that people are coming to her home and everybody is welcome. So I I think whatever she has said here has disqualified all that the rest of the people who are actually decampaigning the arrival of Gachagua in Bondo. And I think it should be now high time for Rigiji to go to Bondo. And that is exactly what Kalonzo Musyoka has said. He has said that he was supposed to come with Rigiji, but now Rigiji will be coming very soon. David Gitari, welcome. I'm so appreciative. You always come here to watch us. Thank you. And I'll remind you, please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet, and like the video, share also our videos. Of course, looking at what was happening there, a lot of people from Nairobi and eastern region actually came to mourn this is a special moment, because when you go to a funeral after, it's treated differently. Unlike when you go during the funeral, everybody's there, there is a crowd, and you might actually not represent yourself and your attributes and your loyalty well as you've done alone. As I said earlier, politicians are flogging, and even socialists, I saw them on Facebook going to the grave also, and many other people are flogging to Bondo to actually just show the tributes, and I hope they are genuine. So, looking at that, then I really respect Kalonzo Musyoka and wish him well in whatever journey he's making, because he's told us a lot about Baba. But the governor also had to speak. Governor Orengo also had to speak just during this moment, and let's briefly listen to him. There's so much noise.
Has shown a lot of strength and fortitude since we lost our departed hero, the legend, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. And I will just say two things very true. That Your Excellency David Kalonzo Musyoka in 2013, in 2017, in 2022, you work with Raila Amolo Odinga. And some people forget. I want to say this very clearly. Some people forget that the leadership, the minority leadership in Parliament, which is the National Assembly, and the Senate, the leadership, which is the structured leadership, is led by ODM and Wiper. So we should never forget that we have now done responsibility.
There is a lot of noise actually as Orengo is speaking, but clearly he said that Wiper is just also has closely been working with ODM, and therefore it should not be forgotten that Wiper and ODM have worked hand in hand, and therefore the structural representation is right there. Anyway, we know currently that Kalonzo Musyoka is running for a presidential seat, and I think a lot of people now are looking and hoping that maybe the opposition will pick him as the main candidate to run against the government of the day. Let's wait and see what will happen. But now we have to switch to Tanzanian news. But before Tanzania, I don't know whether I should come to Kenyan news, especially in relation to what is happening currently in Kenya. Of course, yesterday we had a lot from the aspect that we have a timber a timber or furniture industry open in Eldoret, and after that, our president has actually stopped people, or rather from importing furniture. You know very well, people who can manage to import furniture, they make a lot of profits. So it seemingly happens that we had Gachagua actually kind of whistleblowing on something that we have to maybe pay attention to. And I feel like this is a process in which the opposition is creating space to clearly, attack, or rather show what is happening. So let's just listen to what Gachagua said yesterday, exposing something to do with such a business.
He told us ataweka sisi pesa kwa mfuko. Ile kidogo tulikuwa nazo akato. Ni muongo si muongo? Now he is telling Kenyans that apatiwe nafasi at to make Kenya at the first world. Now this man in a record 3 years he has destroyed the education system. In a record 3 years, he has destroyed the health system. In a record 3 years, ameharibu biashara. Kila kitu ameharibu, nothing is working. And he thinks Kenyans are foolish, that he can trust them, and they can trust him, that he has the capacity to make Kenya to be first world. Kama ile tumekupatia mwaka 3 umeharibu. Umeiba kila kitu. The only things you have succeeded, William Ruto, is abducting young people, killing young children, stealing. Sasa amefungua factory ya furniture Eldoret. So amesema msitu ifunguliwe, ndio watu wakate miti wapeleke kwa factory yake. Everything is about him. Yeah? Yeah? Sindio? Yeye anataka to destroy the Mau forest because he has opened a factory ya furniture. So he is saying no imported furniture. Furniture yote itatoka kwa factory yake na miti itatoka kwa misitu yetu. So he wants to destroy all our forest, the whole ecosystem, and destroy it. Mambo amefungua factory ya chuma. Ndio sasa anaweka mambo ya affordable housing. Amefungua factory ya tiles. This man is in every field ya biashara. Amechukua biashara yote Kenya. Mpaka matatu amechukua na watoto wake. Sasa
Gachagua is a very funny person actually. He comes out to ride. If there is anyone in Kenya who knows how to ride on statements and actually pay attention to whatever the president does or says, it is Gachagua. I don't know what informants he has, but he gives the latest news every time. Every time he stands, you must expect something. Now, people will be actually up and down to check on the whatever he said, whether it's true or not. And in fact, now citizens are also contributing and saying, Matatu also. So adding up to the salt in the wound. And looking at the economy and how tough it is for us, it becomes a very tough moment for actually everybody when you hear such statements being given on a podium. Anyway, there is more that Gachagua had to reveal, but let's just look at Ruto and what exactly he's doing here.
Executive, what a shame. And the sad thing is that the shame doesn't.
So if it's true this is happening, what is the fate of Kenyans? I don't know. I just don't know. We are waiting to see what the citizens will do, but I don't know whether everybody also has that information that has been shared. But of course, you saw the other day while Ruto was in Kakamega. I think Kakamega, most of us were there. And you saw what he was saying. He was saying that he will win early in the morning. I don't know what your thought is. Drop your comment in the comment section. Let me get to see what you think about this. If today you had Raila, not Raila, if you had Kalonzo Musyoka, for example, vying for the presidential position, and you have him on the ballot paper, and we have Ruto as the president, whom will you pick? Just drop a comment, yes, and pick for us whoever you will have to go for. Let us see this. But when you look at the comments also, there was some other comment again from somebody here. Kenya 1 anasema 2-term Kalonzo hawezani. Kenya 1 is saying that. What do you think, the rest of you? Because we are here for on a neutral. I'm neutral here, but I'm waiting to see. Let's see this.
Mpaka saa 4 usiku. Yaani yako na akili timamu, wakati unahitaji stima ndio anazima. Raundi hii nataka kuambia vile anataka kufanya, anafanya rihaso ya kuiba kura. Ndio anaanza kufunga saa 11 ndio ule wakati wa kuhesabu kura. Na tunamuona mambo ya
That's another bombshell actually I've had to get from David Wafula, and David Wafula says that there is a rationing that is coming. Of course, rationing has been something that has ever happened in Kenya, but now looking at what happened in Tanzania and hearing the statements like what Sifuna shared and what Babu is sharing, then possibly there is fear that this kind of practice of rationing is coming as something that is forthcoming in 2027. What is your thought? Also drop a comment in relation to the rationing process and what you think about it. So, of course, Gachagua went on to drop more bombs as a kind of expose. I don't know what you think about what he's saying. Does he randomly say or does he research about what he says? Let's go deep into more as we come back to other aspects.
Aboseli, he is demanding from Governor Lenku 400 acres, aweke hotel. Huko Samburu National Park, ameweka. This man has taken over all businesses and driven kila mfanyibiashara out of business. You know? Sasa tunashindwa, nyinyi vijana mkileta mchezo mkose kuchukua kura, kwa sababu nyinyi ndio tegemeo letu. You are the only guy bribe, you guys. You are the only people he cannot intimidate. You are the hope of this country. Without you guys, there will be no country. Please, my sons and daughters, I plead with you. Save this country. Save this country. Register as voters. Again, contest all these seats so that we can also have a good voter turnout when your supporters are coming to vote for you. Then tufukuze Kasongo, nyinyi mchukue nafasi tuendeshe Kenya yetu.
Of course, that was a meeting for the young people, Nairobi, the young people in Nairobi yesterday. And I really paid attention to all this that was being said, but I'm just throwing the ball back to you. It seems like of late, Gachagua is taking over from just talking about one term and Kasongo to electoral, like voter education. I don't know. That's my perspective, is actually taking over to give some voter education. At the same time, he's doing what we saw earlier on, another person doing on ghost projects. I don't know, but that's my opinion. Maybe you have a different opinion. Please just give it respectfully as we move ahead. So there is pressure again. Currently, there is pressure on Ruto to get a running mate. I don't know. The pressure is coming from Mount Kenya as well as Western. So far we've seen President Ruto going so much to the Western end. And I don't know whether he's going to pick on a Western running mate or a Mount Kenya running mate, because there is pressure. And somehow Ruto is under pressure to pick a running mate. But we don't know whether he's going to pick a running mate from the Western front or from the Mount Kenya front, because he has to also do a lot of logarithms, calculations, mathematics before he does it. So what is your thought? What is your opinion? Whom do you think is going to go for as the running mate here. So we saw this going on. Let's just check on this and see from the news that KTN shared yesterday, because I've moved away from the live from Bondo now to other moments here.
Regional expectations threaten to complicate his 2027 re-election arithmetic. At the heart of the dilemma lies a simple question with far-reaching consequences. Can Ruto expand his coalition without upsetting the delicate balance that secured his victory come 2027?
If we have to go for a lower position, it must not be lower than number 2.
I have also supported it. This is ODM. This is a party.
So if it does
So when who says it is bargaining power? The region, long viewed as Raila Odinga's stronghold, has become Ruto's latest political hunting ground through development pages.
Of course, we have seen Ruto camping on the background of Nyanza and Western of late, if you can agree with me. He's been in Homa Bay so many times, he's been in Kisumu, he's been in Siaya, and now he's going to Kakamega, among other places. We have also seen him in Mount Kenya region, about 2 places, Meru and Embu, and where else? He also went to Kitui, of course, during the moment of the holiday. So what is the next? What is the next expectation from us? So let's just check on this as he continues to surveil the Western region.
Appointments and high-profile visits. The president has been keen to chip away at the opposition's influence there. But the question remains, how much political return can he expect from the region, and at what cost? In eastern Mount Kenya, a different kind of political unease is simmering. Locals have warned that should Ruto sideline Deputy President Kithure Kindiki in his 2027 ticket calculus, he risks alienating the Mount Kenya East vote, a constituency that delivered strongly for him in 2022.
Yeah, so we've seen a lot of people from Meru end actually pushing the narrative to have the to deputize Ruto. And let me just bring this. Let me bring this to your attention. At the same time, from Nyanza, we've seen Oburu Odinga saying the same.
For Ruto's running mate.
Watuambie kwanza hii serikali hiyo vitisho tumezoea. This time around it is Professor Kithure Kindiki or Professor Kithure Kindiki.
Separately, political campaigns have intensified as the date to the November 27th by-election fast approaches. ODM luminaries are among the political players who have pitched tent in Magarini constituency to root for their candidate Harrison Kombe.
Mheshimiwa Ruto na hivi sasa ndiye rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya na yuko tayari waniunga mkono katika msururu huu wa by-election.
ODM chairperson Gladys Wanga, Kilifi Governor Gideon Mungaro, and Malindi MP Amina Mnyazi urged Magarini residents to back the ODM candidate, saying it would be a shame if their only rival, a DPP candidate.
So, of course, now the country may not move ahead. No wonder we've seen the government actually dropping the bomb on the parents. I don't know whether parents are aware of this very painful sword that has landed on their chests. Now they have to pay 53,000 Kenyan shillings for fee, regardless of whether it's a sub-county boarding school, county boarding school, or extra county school. And automatically the national and regional schools are going to hike fee up to the higher levels. Those are the expectations now, with the merging interest in campaigning rather than working for the nation. The realities Kenyans have to face all the time. Now let's get to Junet and see how he sends a scathing warning to those advocating for ODM to abandon broad-based government.
Wangapi wanasema kwamba bado amebaki hapa na spirit yake? Kuna wengine
wanapiga kelele, wanasema ati kwa nini tunaomboleza baba, na wanasema ati baba amefariki, tuache namna hiyo. Sisi tutasherekea maisha ya baba yetu. Wewe kama baba yako amekufa, uache kusherekea, uende usherekee baba yako wewe. Jambo la kwanza, sisi kama ODM tuko na party leader wetu sasa ambaye anaitwa Dr. Oburu Oginga. Dr. nani? Dr. nani? Kuna wengine wanasema ati Dr. Oburu Oginga ni mzee. Kuna wengine wanasema huko Nairobi, mmesikia? Juzi hapa nchi inaitwa Malawi. Mnajua Malawi? Wamechagua president ambaye iko na miaka 85. Huko Ivory Coast jana kuna uchaguzi. Walichagua president ambaye ako na miaka 83. Na huko Cameroon jana wamechagua president ako na miaka 92. Dr. Oburu iko na 82 peke yake. Yeye bado ni mtoto sana. Bado iko chini kabisa kulingana na hiyo president wengine. Mmesikia maneno? Sasa wewe kama unaona Oburu ni mzee, wewe chunga asije akaenda na bibi yako. Chunga sana. Uchunge kabisa. Hapa Homa Bay Town, Homa Bay County, na kesho tunaenda Migori. Sasa wewe, wengine wanatusomea hapa, wanatuambia ati ODM haifai kuwa kwa serikali, ODM inafai kuwa opposition. Si wewe ufanye kazi hiyo. Wakati ambaye Rigathi Gachagua alikuwa kwa serikali, si unakumbuka vile alikuwa anapiga sisi asubuhi mapema saa 11 akienda kwa ofisi kuja kupiga watu ya ODM, tunakumbuka. Sasa sasa ni wakati yake ya kunyoroka. Chama ya ODM ndio inatawala Mombasa County. Chama ya ODM ndio inatawala Kilifi County. Chama ya ODM ndio inatawala Tana River County. Sisi tutakufa kwa kufa na kupona, hatutakubali hiyo. ODM mpaka ibaki National Party vile baba alikuwa anataka. Si namna hiyo. Ya mwisho namaliza kwa kusema Gladys Wanga, chair lady wa chama changu cha ODM, mama wa nguvu, mama ambaye ameongoza sisi, mama ambaye simama na yeye kwa haki.
So Junet of course has been with Wanga on the other side, while Sifuna, Babu and the rest of them on the other side. And it's clear every time they stand, they try to show that on their end. Anyway, let's get to see. So while some are insisting that ODM is broad-based, others are saying we are a party on our own. I don't know. Nicholas Mundui, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much. Like the video and subscribe to the video as well. All right, so let's get to see. There is something here about we already talked about the aspect of the government and all that. And there was just something here that came out resurfacing. And I want to pay attention to that. But I wonder, the move that America is taking, what are they exactly trying to communicate to us? Of late, we saw yesterday, people actually visited Nicholas Mundui says 1 term. Okay. So we saw yesterday, was it yesterday? There was someone who went to visit Kalonzo Musyoka, just like we saw in 2022. We saw a delegation going to visit RUTO, and we also heard warnings from America trying to subject, or rather warn against visitations to Kisumu. Of course, people are anticipating that America may be warning people against visiting Eldoret during 2027, because they normally go with the flow with the vibe. Let's check on something here meanwhile, before I can bring more information right here. I don't know whether I'll cover the Tanzania news right here or in another one, but there is something here I want to show. I'm not able to get that. If I don't get it, then I'll push it to another video.
Every day, every week, every month, we are with you in the quest to speak truth to power.
Tulienda na kimbelembele yetu tukaenda tukanegotiate na Microsoft na G42 tukanegotiate. You know, when I went for the trip, I went to the United States with Biden. So we signed an agreement there between G42 of UAE, Microsoft of America, and Kenya to establish a data centers. Sindio? Sasa wakati nimerudi nyumbani, haya tumeanza data center. Tukaambiwa one data center requires 1,000 megawatts. Na tuko na 2,300. Tuko na 2,300 megawatts the whole country. So ili tufanye hiyo data center, we have to shut down half the country. Shida tuko naye Kenya ni average thinking, ordinary, usual. Unless we up our game, unless we up our ambition, unless we think about the extraordinary. And I like the person who prayed here. He said excellence and integrity in this prayer. We have to begin to think about the excellent. Wachana na hii average. Hii average thinking hii ndio inatuletea sana. We look at everything, we think it's impossible.
So Ruto actually was trying to insult Kenyans, reminding them that they don't have brains, okay, while in Qatar. So he was talking about projects, and at the same time he was trying to demean Kenyans, proving that they don't have brains and they cannot think beyond the nose. While going there, he said that unfortunately in Kenya, all people have ordinary thinking. They don't think beyond. They don't have extraordinary excellence. And I was just asking myself, thinking alone cannot actually give us what we want. We have to think, we have to have integrity, we have to have focus and truthfulness. If it is true from what Gachagua just shared yesterday in the youth meeting about the many projects which Ruto started for his own family, and now he is forcing everybody to actually purchase from his companies, is that really extraordinary thinking? Is that excellent thinking? Maybe I may ask. I just don't understand. Does it mean when you are selfish and when you are materialistic and heaping everything to yourself, from land to industries to supply to what have you, then you have excellent brains? I just don't understand this, because from the information coming around from all over the places and people who have researched, it becomes a very satirical situation for the president to come out and say that we have ordinary thought and that he has extraordinary thought or excellent thought, when in reality he is pressing the poor while making the few to go up and loot, shoot and hoot. Okay? So Soccer Field says one time, Ella, hello, Elia again, hi, welcome, welcome. We are still on it. We may end this in 1 hour and come back with another video, because I feel like I may not be able to cover the Tanzania news right here. So I may have to restart another video and on it focus on Suluhu and the current state of affairs in Tanzania. So thank you so much for keeping it real. But let's keep listening to the president and see how much he thinks we are ordinary brains.
Look at that, we think it's impossible. Others did it. Why can't we do it? You know? So I really want to persuade you as citizens of our great country. Let us agree to change Kenya. We can do it. Let me give you one final example. So unajua imani yenu pengine iko kidogo. But you have seen this country is kama sio mafuta, you know. We have more assets than they do. Kama sio mafuta ama? Yes. You know, all these barabara, nini, housing, imepangwa.
The reality is that in Qatar, corruption is a zero thing. Even if it exists, maybe in dreams. So you cannot compare Kenya to Qatar because Qatar actually, they decided not to have people stealing left, right. And one person cannot amass so much wealth at the expense of the rest. The leaders who are there focused on development, and they opened room for the citizens of Qatar themselves. That is why now Kenya, we are almost running away. All our maids are running to Qatar to work there because they are paid very well. Can you afford to pay a maid in Kenya the way Qatar people pay? Even if they go there, sometimes some of them suffer. It's impossible because we don't have such money. Civil servants actually want even to go with children to work because they don't have that money to pay the house helps. So how can the president actually compare Qatar and say that it only has oil? But Kenya has oil. What has the president done to ensure that we actually have that oil helping us to raise our economy? These are things that people don't question, and we don't have anyone to actually talk for us in terms of the parliament. All they do is to go there to say nah or yeah, all that. But at the end of the day, we don't see the actual benefit from whatever happens. Okay? So when I listen to this video, let me just skip something here.
It's a walk I've walked many times.
When you listen to what Gachagua was saying, and now listen to what Ruto was saying in Qatar, you don't know who to listen to and what to do from there. You are just stuck as a citizen. You don't know what to do.
Mimi nasikia unajigamba. Ati vile mzee wetu Agwambo amepumzika. Ati wewe huna mpinzani. Kama huna habari ukiwa pale Qatar kwa ile hoteli unakaa, ile 7 star, tunasikia unakula vitu huko. Kama huna habari, William Ruto, your greatest opponents, if you don't know, are the Gen Zs and the millennials of the Republic of Kenya. Number 2, kama una habari, number 2 opponents wako William Ruto, ambaye atajiunga na hao Gen Zs na millennials, are the payslip holders of the Republic of Kenya. Kama una habari, wale mama mboga na watu ya bodaboda ulidanganya, ati utawatoa chini wapandishe juu, utaweka pesa kwa mfuko, ukarudi kwa mfuko kitu. Those are your opponents. Kama una habari, wale wa mama na wazee ulibomoa manyumba zao hapa Nairobi karibu na mto, hao ndio wapinzani wako. Kama una habari, wale police officers umeharibu insurance scheme yao, watoto wao wanahangaika. Those are your opponents. In a nutshell, William Ruto, your opponents ni kila Mkenya. Yule candidate tutatoa moja ni kwa niaba ya hiyo wapinzani wako. But that is not your opponent. He will just be a representative of the people against you. And let me confirm, for the avoidance of doubt, we shall have one single presidential candidate. Nimeona Kasongo amesponsor ma headline kwa ile magazeti yake jana. Oh, Rigiji asimami, ati sijui atawachia wengine ati apewe share ya serikali. Nani nakwambia? Rigiji is a front runner in this race, my friend. Rigiji, what I need to do is to persuade my colleagues that I have the numbers, I have the mobilization capacity, I can marshal enough resources, I have enough inspiration, I have enough messaging capacity to defeat William Ruto. I'll persuade my colleagues to make me the flag bearer. In case I don't persuade them, and they persuade me that another Kenyan can do it, I'll sacrifice. I will. But hiyo gazeti muliona, hiyo ni gazeti ya Kasongo. And it is run by the National Intelligence Service. I would like Kenyans to ignore that nonsense that was there yesterday. For now, is one term. So nobody, we have never sat down and we are...
So Rigathi is still selling one term and now reminding Ruto that he's not just running as an individual, but he's running on behalf of Kenyans. How true is this? Maybe drop your comment and show the reality in the statement that Gachagua passed yesterday while in the youth meeting. Meanwhile, there's been a lot actually. Murkomen began a crackdown on rogue pastors. So I don't know, what do you think about this? Because now we have a lot of rogue pastors, of course, and Murkomen decided to have a crackdown on them. I don't know whether you think that is needed, especially now that we have the Shakahola. We had Shakahola incident, among other incidences. Yesterday we had Millie Ojambo actually advocating against pastors touching the backs or butts of women. I don't know what you think about this, but let's just see this. Let's check on this.
Tip, amka. Amka na makofi yako ya takataka. Toka hapa, enda nyuma huko. Kwenda nyuma. Kwenda huko, stupid. And this was Murkomen's response.
Question relating to the slapping of somebody by someone. Mr. Speaker, it has been established that the alleged incident involving Pastor James Nganga of Neno Evangelism Center, in which he was reportedly captured slapping a congregant in night vigil prayer, otherwise known as Kesha, on the night of 18th of April 2025. The incident was neither reported at the nearest police station, Parliament, which is Parliament Police Station, nor any other station. Consequently, no investigations are currently underway, as no formal complaint has been lodged by the person slapped. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, you know, just the same way Senator Boni Kalwale raised an issue earlier about a member of Parliament who did not record a statement. This faithful also, Mr. Speaker, did not record a statement. And Mr. Speaker, if I may digress just for 1 second, that we are witnessing a lot of these issues in the churches and purported churches or religious centers where people are being whipped. Adults, Mr. Speaker, are being whipped. Some are being slapped. Some are being sat on, Mr. Speaker, as part of impartation of...
I think Murkomen is right. Some churches need to be shut down. For instance, just look at...
Actually, we have serious church sessions as we end this video, because as I said, I'm going to end this and start another video on a different matter. It's very funny how some churches operate, and I've never understood how people are brainwashed to a level that even some of them give literally all their salary to a church and leave their family nourishing in poverty. We have a situation where people even stop working totally just to go in a church. We have a situation where someone sells off all the property giving to the church. This is just too much because, yeah, God is there. We are supposed to worship and give, but not give foolishly. God is not a foolish God. He always says he blesses us so that we bless others. Not he blesses us so that we give away what we have. So the use of the Bible to actually brainwash people and sometimes blasphemy is very common currently happening in so many churches, and even those are the grassroots. You may be surprised when you go to the village and find what the women do right there. Most times women, anyway, currently even men are now being misused, as we saw in Nganga's churches. Most of those who have been slapped are men. But we've seen even people who are sat on, who are, sometimes they are meant to fall and people jump on them and all that. Those are very funny doctrinations that I don't understand. No wonder I'm stuck to Catholic Church, where I actually understand what is happening. And even when they tell me to give a certain amount of money, it's upon me to see what I have to and give it. All right? So let's just see this kind of church right here, and we end our video. I appreciate those who have watched, but let's watch this just 1 minute and end our video. Then we start another one. If you are willing to check on the current status in Tanzania, please, you'll be joining me and see more from the news.
I mean, is there no law against this barbarism? I think just about anyone at this juncture can open.
Yeah, so currently it's quite sad that people are actually moving into churches as pastors and creating very funny doctrines and habits and routines that we have never seen, and even making sure that they have to milk the worshippers up to 0 point, as long as they have all that they need, while the worshippers remain as poor and as churchish and as sheepish as possible. So thank you for your participation here. I really appreciate all of you. Please, if you have not subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel. Like the video as I move on to the next one on Tanzania case. Bye bye. Let's meet again in Tanzania ODM discussion. Bye bye. Let me see wangapi.